Thank you so much for tuning in, Mr. Mitsubishi here. Today is the perfect day to test out this one-touch sunshade that Mitsubishi provides as an accessory. We have a bit of a heat wave going on right now in Canada, BC here, so it's a perfect day to test it out. I personally always been curious just to see if actually these sunshades work, if they do any good in terms of keeping the inside temperature lower than compared if you don't have them. And right now we have two Outlanders. We'll be testing it out. Both of them, we blasted the AC on, so they're really nice and cool inside. And on one of them we'll proceed right now to install this sunshade, and the other one not, and then we'll check in about like 3 hours to see what the difference is. So both of them are white in color, the interiors are black, and the panoramic sunroof shade will close down to sort of try to keep the inside temperature real cool. And then in 3 hours time, we'll see if one vehicle is actually cooler than the other or not. So right now, let's proceed to install this one-touch sunshade that Mitsubishi offers. Okay, first let's have a look what's in the bag, and then we're gonna put it in the car. So it looks like this, and this, by the way, you can find in my mrmitsubishi.ca, my accessory shop, if you're interested to buy one. So we have this big piece that goes into the windshield part, and then we have two smaller pieces that are covering drivers and passenger windows. So let's get inside the car and install it. Okay, and let's install the big piece first. So we have this Outlander lettering here, which is awesome, and this goes literally right on here to cover the entire windshield. And we have this Velcro strap, goes around the mirror like this. And we block and cover everything so the sun doesn't get inside here. And we have this like spring in here, so we can probably do like proper adjustments here. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'd say it's covered real nicely. The way how it feels, I can feel that, the sun was beaming real hot, and now it's, much better, cooler. And like I said before, it's the perfect day because we have a little bit of a heat wave going on. And now we're gonna install the side windows, and then, we'll see how it looks. And now let's do the windows. So when you fold down, this is how it looks, and this is literally what we do. We just tuck it in like this. You have nice spring around this thing going on, so it's very easy to install. Just make sure the entire window is covered like this. That's it. And if you need to access the window, you can just open it up and let air in. So I gotta say, even when I installed even just part, like when the sun is beaming directly at me, it was really hot. After I put this on, I feel like it could be sitting here no problems at all. Now it's interesting to see how we'll feel in about 3 hours or so. So we'll proceed to install the other door, and then we'll close both vehicles and just let them sit for 3 hours, and we'll check in on that just to see what the end result is. All right, so this is how it looks. We have this Outlander sunshade right here, and we can see it on both sides. This is how it looks. Looks pretty cool. And same thing on there, and then nothing on here. One thing we did though, because these are GT models, we also pulled up these sunshades right here on both. These ones come from the factory. We closed the sunroof shade down, and this is how we look from the inside. Pretty cool looking, high-tech looking. And on this one here, we have just the sunshades. The sunroof cover is closed, but full wide windows open. So there we go. Now we'll let the time pass, and we'll check in about 3 hours to see if there's actual difference between cabin temperature in one and the other. All right, and the time has come. So this vehicle's been sitting here like that for about 3 hours, and it's very, very hot today. So it's the prime time for this little experiment. We're gonna start with the one that's covered in with shade beautifully with this sun protector. Okay, let's jump in and we'll see. Okay, yeah, you know, it feels warm, of course, in here. The vehicle has been sitting in sun for 3 hours. What do we have? The seat is not too hot. It's warm, definitely, but let's start up the engine. We'll see what the outside temperature is, because like I said, we're getting a little bit of a heat wave. So 38 degrees it's showing outside Celsius, so that's in direct sunlight. Of course, it's very, very warm. Of course, you know, that feels. And you know, we can see it's pretty dark outside. It blocks a lot of sunlight if I'm touching it, so we can feel that it's pretty warm in here, pretty hot. I can't really rest my hand on the screen. So okay, let's go and have a look at what do we have there in the one without any sunshade at all. Let's jump in, open the door. We can see it's much brighter, of course, in here. I'm jumping in. Oh yes, this is much hotter. The seats are super hot. I can barely sit on them because they're like, you know, we're facing the direct sunlight for the longest time. The steering wheel is very hot, like everything. Oof, this panel, I can't like really even touch it. So we start the vehicle, of course, you know, this will show the same temperature, 39 degrees. So this one shows 1% more, but the steering wheel is super hot. Can't really it's too hot to even like touch it and feel it right here. And then this panel is like so hot, I can't even keep my hand on it. That's how hot it is. On this one, same thing, drawer handle here, I'm grabbing it and it's hot. Wherever you touch, it's very hot. All the black material, and you know, it's been sitting outside in the direct sunlight here for 3 hours. And if we go and look at this, it's just warm. So nothing is hot. The seat is the biggest thing. So the seat is just warm. Of course, we have a heat wave going on, 38 degrees Celsius. That's a lot. The steering wheel is warm, but you can place your hand on the panel. A little bit hotter, but I can hold my hand like this, and now it's sort of getting too hot. Overall, I gotta say, I was always skeptical around these things, but you know, if you know that you're going to be driving this vehicle midday or whatever, and you're in direct sunlight, it's absolutely worth it to have it. It was very easy to put it on, and then you take it off, you fold it in, and you put it in that nice little bag, and that's it. You're good to go. So it doesn't take any time at all. Plus, it looks real good with that Outlander emblem there. And you know what? The conclusion is it works. It's so much better when it comes to, you know, the absorption of that heat, and doesn't get passed into like on the seats and steering wheel and everything else. And I'm happy that we had identical cars, Outlanders, both white, both black interior, and we could literally park them side by side and check it out like this. So we can't blame that one seat color would be you know, better for this or worse. So very good comparison, and the conclusion is that these sunshades, they do work. I do recommend you getting one if you can see how this could benefit your daily driving. So thank you so much for checking out this little experiment. Now we know that it works. I hope you liked it. Leave a comment if you have a lot more experience around it. Thank you so much, and see you next videos.